Now let's take a look at where we left off last time. We have our ball that moves, and then we have where it says who won, because it's based on 1 point. All right, and we have a bunch of scripts. We have a game manager, a ball controller, and a player controller. Let's create essentially our last script, which is our UI manager, and that's going to create our user interface. So let's right click in here, go to create, and then C# script, and then just create the UI manager. Now onto our game manager here, let's, well, actually on our canvas, well, this one turns off. Let's see. Let's turn that back on. And let's essentially play with this just a little bit. So here's our asset holder. That's essentially our game. So when we press play and we start our game, it turns off our canvas. But I don't necessarily want to turn off our canvas. So I'm going to right click in here and I'm going to create another empty game object. And I'm just going to call this main menu. And then I'm going to grab the settings button. I'm going to drop it on main menu. And then my title, and I'm going to drop that on main menu. And so what we'll do here is when we click our start button, instead of deactivating the whole canvas, we'll just deactivate the main menu. So now when I press play, you can see it does not deactivate. Oh, because I didn't update the game object set active boolean. So let's try that again. I can turn on my settings. I can close my settings. We might have to include that start button in there, but when I click start, you can see it turns it off. The thing is, the start button should be also part of the main menu, I think. And then the settings menu here, let's go to our exit button. And instead of it turning on the title text, let's have it turn on our whole main menu, because title text is now part of main menu. Let's go to game object. Let's go back to set active and let's try that. So I'm going to hit start and it starts our game. If I hit settings, oops, let's turn this back on. If I hit settings, you can see there's that. It's still leaving my start button here. So I'm going to close that. So let's fix that too. So let's see. So we have our settings button here and we have our settings menu, which the start button is part of. And oh, we have title text here. So we need main menu here. And there we go. Okay, so what's happening here? Sorry, I know I kind of went through that a little bit too quick. We have a settings button. So when we click this settings button, we want to deactivate the main menu here. And we want to activate the settings menu. Inside of our settings menu here, when we click this exit button, we want to turn the settings menu off, but we want to turn the main menu, which is this guy, on. So let's try that. So here's settings, close that, and we click start, and then there's our Pong game. All right, let's save this. And then on our canvas, we need let's do another game object, create empty, and we're going to call this object in-game UI. And then on this in-game UI here, let's go ahead and turn off our main menu here. And let's turn on our asset holder. This in-game UI is going to be things like, let's add some text mesh pro text. So UI text mesh pro. And I'm going to name this P1 score. And I'm going to crank this guy up a lot here. And I'm going to turn off disable word wrap. So we should name this player 1 score. Or we could just call it player 01. I'm pretty sure it's assumed if we do something like this. And then we want to change this to P1 text. And let's just place that. I'm going to double click my canvas here so I could see that. And let's just place this. Come on. There we go. Let's place this over player 1. And that might be way too big, to be honest with you. And really, maybe this is player one. I don't know. But I already scripted it, so it's the inverse. So let's bring that down just a little bit. So there, and then I'm going to hit Control D, move this one over here to player 2. And then let's name this. Now I just do like a one firm press. Some people have a hard time doing that. You really could just select it and then just change the text in the inspector. So if you're having a hard time doing that. And then let's do UI, or actually create empty. We'll create one more empty one and we'll call this win/lose screen. And let's turn off our in-game menu here. And let's do win-lose screen. And let's add a text mesh pro. And we'll do the same thing as before. We disable this, make it pretty big. And let's just say, we'll put like you won or you lose. So we'll call this like winner text. We could just call this like winner screen because, well, I guess we would, we'll just leave it like that because we could always input you lose if you're player 1 and then we have this AI here. So we have our in-game UI and then we have our win-lose screen. And I'll leave that as new text because we're going to feed that in through code. Okay, let's leave this in-game UI on for a second. And let's go ahead and open our UI manager and script that out.